Former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn waking up this Thanksgiving a completely free man after a dramatic move by President Trump yesterday, issuing him a full pardon. Hello, everyone, and welcome to National Report. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm Logan Ratick.
And I'm Joe Pinion. Emma and Sean are both off this morning on this lovely Thanksgiving. But the president made the announcement in a tweet yesterday, writing, "It's my great honor to announce that General Michael Flynn has been granted a full pardon. Congratulations to General Flynn and his wonderful family. I know you will now have a truly fantastic Thanksgiving."
And Joe, the mainstream media and Democrats already lashing out over President Trump's decision, blasting the move as corrupt. But the president's supporters saying Flynn should have never been prosecuted in the first place. Some even wanted the process to still play out, hoping for a full exoneration in court. And for the latest, let's bring in Newsmax White House correspondent John Gizzi. He is in Washington with the latest. John.
Well, the long ordeal of General Michael Flynn, the president's first national security advisor, is over, almost. As you mentioned, this is still going to be played out in court, the general seeking his eventual exoneration, but without the black cloud of possible imprisonment or other punishment hanging over him. In addition, the president has made clear he stood by General Flynn the entire time. This has prompted some harsh reactions from Democrats. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi was quick to issue a statement last night calling the president's pardon a brazen act. In the meantime, this has also sparked speculation here in Washington over who, if anyone, President Trump will pardon in the next 2 months. A number of people who are political associates of him have run afoul of the law, and he has long said this is selective persecution named to go after him. In particular, Roger Stone, a longtime friend of the president, received a prison sentence that Mr. Trump set aside. He could pardon him, as well as his former campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, now in prison and in very bad health. Both the Stone and the Manafort prosecutions were the result of Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller, whom the president has long denounced. In addition, there's also talk that former Congressman Steve Stockman, Republican of Texas, could be the beneficiary of a presidential pardon. He got in trouble for some campaign finance violations, and a strong supporter of President Trump, he and his family have long maintained he was a target for selective prosecution by people within what they call the deep state. Back to you.
John, thanks so much. And obviously, talking about some of these pardons here, I mean, who else do you think may be potentially on a list of people that President Trump could be looking at to try to make sure they have some type of judicial remediation?
Anyone who has been associated with the Trump campaign that is now having a sentence or even the appeals process could be a subject for a pardon. I mentioned before Roger Stone, who had his prison sentence set aside, and Paul Manafort, who is in prison now. Another possibility is George Papadopoulos, an associate of the president, an advisor. Mr. Papadopoulos, who's appeared on Newsmax, served, I believe, a 30-day prison sentence already, and he may have that entirely set aside to keep his record clean. There's certainly going to be speculation about this in the coming days. And if the president has a news conference in the next few days, you could be sure he'll be asked about it.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.